Welcome back to Fox Recaps. Today, I'm going to explain the movie The Invention of Lying, released in the year 2009. The premise of the movie is set in an alternate reality when mankind has evolved into beings who always have to tell the truth. Since lying is not human nature, people are unaware of its concept altogether. The world is a better and brutally honest place. The protagonist of the film, Mark Bellison, is a loser stuck in his lousy job as a screenwriter. He has not achieved any success in life, professionally or personally. Hence, he is nervous because he's about to go on a first date with a girl named Anna. He arrives early to pick her up, which frustrates Anna. She tells him that she was masturbating and asks him to wait while she goes upstairs and continues. While waiting, Mark comments that he's worried the restaurant he chose won't be expensive enough for her. He also adds that he's in his 40s but has no financial assets. Before leaving, Anna bluntly says he's not attractive enough for her. Since Mark has heard such comments his entire life, he just sighs and walks her outside. Both of them don't care if they're being too honest for a first date. It's considered normal because, by their very nature, they always speak their mind. At the restaurant, the waiter is also the same. He notes that Anna is way out of Mark's league and admits he took a sip from their drink. As the couple talks, we find out that Anna has a well-paying executive job and is richer than Mark. She gets a call from her mother and tells her she hates Mark and would never kiss him. Mark hears everything but isn't hurt because this is how a normal date usually goes for him. Before separating, Anna tells him she had a better time than she thought she would. The next day, Mark arrives at his work at the lecture film studio. He's introduced to a crowd of tourists by his colleague, who also announces that Mark is the least successful employee from their studio and will soon be kicked out. The receptionist, Shelley, makes fun of him for his incompetence and is certain he's getting fired today. As she had predicted, Mark's boss, Anthony, insults him for his pathetic writing about the Black Plague and fires him. Right after, he gets a message from Anna who says that although she enjoyed his company, based on his genetic looks, financial condition, and position in life, she is rejecting him. A distressed Mark gets even sadder when Shelley and his competitor Brad comment how they've always despised working with him. To them, he will always be a loser. Mark then goes to a nursing home named A Sad Place for Hopeless Old People. He meets his mother Martha and tells her that he was fired. The two believe that being a loser is something their family gets as heritage. Mark's problems add up when his landlord arrives asking for the month's rent. After finding out that he has no job, the landlord gives him a day to move out, as he's no longer capable of paying the rent. By the end of the day, Mark is desperate and about to go homeless. He goes to a bank to withdraw everything he has in his account. However, since the system is down, the cashier cannot see how much money he has. Instead, she just asks him, because in a world with no lies, the fear of deception is also absent. Mark only has $300 in the account, but something in him changes and he says that he wants $800. Technically, he didn't lie because he does want that much money, but the cashier thinks he's referring to the money in his account. The system turns back on and she checks it to find out he only has $300. Still, she trusts him more than she trusts the system. In the end, Mark leaves with $800 and a realization that he doesn't always have to tell the truth. Later, he's with his friend Greg at a bar. He tries explaining that he did the opposite of telling the truth, but no one understands him. They are so unfamiliar with the concept that when Mark lies about his name being Doug as an example, they believe that he is actually Doug. He registers that if he's the only person who can lie, everyone else is very gullible. He questions his friend what would he do if he had a chance to do anything in the world. The bartender and Greg both answer that they would sleep with a girl. To test his idea, Mark calls a girl walking past him and tells her the world will end if she does not have sex with him instantly. The girl doesn't question his source and rushes him to a nearby hotel. She's about to undress, but Mark feels uncomfortable because of how he landed the girl. He pretends to call NASA and claims that the world will be just fine even if they go their separate ways. The girl sighs in relief, thankful that everyone is safe. After that, Mark and Greg go for a drive, even though they're drunk. A police officer tries to arrest Greg for being intoxicated, but when Mark simply states that his friend is not drunk, he lets them go. The friends then go to a casino where Mark wins several rounds of roulette by lying to the dealer. The dealer doesn't doubt him and provides him with his prize. By the end of it, he leaves the casino with bundles of money. On his way back home, he meets his depressed friend Frank in an elevator. It turns out that the guy is planning to kill himself later. Mark makes up a lie and convinces Frank that he can do better in his life. Frank believes him instantly and is motivated to live. One night, Mark calls Anna and asks her out on a second date. She's about to decline, but he says that he's changed and is no longer the loser she met on their last date. After the call, he watches a lecture film show which gives him an idea. He decides to write a fiction story and market it as real to get his job back. After he's done with the script, he pours tea on the paper to make it look ancient. Then he heads to his old job and lies to his boss that he found the paper in an ancient chest buried in a desert. The story he made up is about a giant spaceship that crashed in Babylon. He recites it to everyone in the office, claiming that the Earth was saved by aliens in the 14th century. The alien king wiped out humans' memories to prevent them from remembering the events. In the end, the fictional king has written that a great writer with the name of Mark Bellison would put the story to human acknowledgement after being fired by his crap boss, Anthony, and mocked by his colleagues, Shelby and Brad. Everyone is impressed by the new discovery, and no one questions its authenticity. Mark's competitor, Brad, is furious that he wasn't the chosen one. The boss gives Mark his job back and asks him to work on the story as soon as possible. The following day, Mark takes Anna to an expensive restaurant. She is surprised and impressed by how much he has changed. After talking for a while, Mark inquires if she wants to marry him now that he's rich and successful. Anna likes him better than she did before, but she rejects him because of his genetic looks, claiming that she doesn't want her kids to have snub noses. Just then, Mark gets a phone call from the nursing home and is told that his mother is about to pass away. He rushes to her and sees her struggling on a hospital bed. Martha is terrified that she's about to die. To make her feel better, he claims that after death, she will reach her favorite place and will be young and juvenile, together with her loved ones. Martha believes him and dies with a smile on her face. The doctor and nurses also hear him and inquire how he knows about the afterlife. Mark doesn't reply and returns home to Anna, heartbroken by his mother's death. The following morning, they wake up beside each other. When Mark drives home, he's shocked to discover a massive crowd gathered in the front. It turns out that his knowledge about the afterlife has made it around town and people are curious to know everything about it. He somehow enters his house and watches the news about himself. Later, Anna meets him and inquires what exactly he said to his mother. He tells her everything, which she believes instantly. Anna wants him to tell the world about his findings because that would help the people who are dying. Mark is a little skeptical, but he agrees to do it. He announces to the crowd that there's a man in the sky who knows everything about everyone. After death, he provides people with mansions, free ice creams, and the company of their loved ones. But he also adds that the people who do bad things at least thrice in their lives will be placed in terrible areas. The crowd is left stunned after finding out the truth. One of the women comes forth and questions how he knew all this. Mark replies that the man in the sky told him personally. The consequences of his words start showing immediately when NASA sends astronauts on a search for the man in the sky. The next day, Mark goes to work and hands the script to his boss. The film is released and it immediately becomes a super hit. In only a week, Mark turns from a loser to the most famous scriptwriter. One day, Mark and Anna are at a park talking about different things. She's started to enjoy his company, apart from his wealth and success. The two are about to kiss, but Anna retreats after imagining kids with snub noses. She confesses her love for him, but cannot give up her dream of having beautiful kids. On Mark's birthday, she gives him a birthday card and informs him that she's going on a date with his competitor, Brad. She adds that she's thinking of sleeping with Brad, which worries Mark. He makes up several lies and convinces her to not sleep with anyone before marriage. Following that, he opens his birthday card that contains a birthday coupon for him to have sex with her. Mark is excited but has to give up the coupon because of his lies. Later, Anna is with Brad on a date. Throughout the dinner, he boasts about his success and money and puts down Mark because of his looks. A few weeks pass, but Anna and Mark do not keep in touch. One day, she visits him to see that he's grown his hair and beard. To Mark's dismay, she gives him the invitation card to her and Brad's wedding and asks him to attend it for her. Mark begs her not to marry Brad, but Anna is adamant because she is desperate for the perfect-looking children. On the day of the wedding, Mark shaves and reluctantly goes to the venue only for Anna's happiness. The priest asks the crowd if they offer a better genetic matchup than the bride and groom. Everyone is silent when Mark takes a stand and says that Anna is happier with him. Brad laughs at his claim because Anna wouldn't be standing next to him if she were happier with Mark. He challenges Mark to ask the man in the sky what is best for Anna. Although Mark has the chance to fool everyone and get what he wants, he claims that only Anna knows what is good for her. He's about to walk back home, but Anna stops him and asks him to call the man in the sky. Mark finally confesses that there is no man in the sky. He lied to his mother so she would feel better before her death. A shocked Anna asks him why he didn't use his authority to make her marry him. Mark answers that marrying someone like her with a lie wouldn't be fair. In the end, Anna says that she wants kids with snub noses, and Mark smiles at the comment. In the last scene, the couple is having a meal together with their kid, and Anna is pregnant with their second child. That was all from the video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to help us out. Also, leave a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movie. Until next time, take care.